On January 15, 2009, one of the most miraculous events to ever occur in aviation history happened in New York City in the Hudson River, within sight of Midtown Manhattan. U.S. Airways Flight 1549, an Airbus A320-214, was en route to Charlotte, North Carolina from LaGuardia Airport when it struck a flock of Canada geese, causing an immediate and complete loss of thrust in both engines. 57-year-old Captain Chesley B. Sully Sullenberger was the pilot in command that day. He was an experienced glider pilot, as well as a safety expert and former fighter pilot. First Officer Jeffrey B. Skiles was piloting the plane during the climb when it struck the birds. Sully then took control and guided the plane into the Hudson River after realizing that any attempt to return to the runway would end in failure. He successfully ditched the plane in the Hudson, resulting in the most successful ditching in the history of avionics. All 150 passengers and 5 crew members survived the landing. Today, many refer to the incident as the miracle on the Hudson. Dramatic footage taken from the U.S. Coast Guard surveillance video shows the plane as it descended into the Hudson. The plane stayed in one piece, although underneath it sustained some damage that allowed the plane to slowly flood. Inflatable slides were deployed that doubled as life rafts. Passengers and crew stood on the wings of the plane as it began to float down the river. Rescue boats were on the scene immediately to take passengers and crew to safety. Sully was the last person to leave the plane. The miracle landing made a hero out of pilot Sully, and it captured the imagination of millions who saw the incident as a sign of hope in a world where tragedy often takes precedence over triumph. Dramatic photos of the incident were broadcast all over the world, giving a vivid depiction of one of the most memorable scenes of 2009. The aircraft was written off as unrepairable, and it sat in New Jersey until the Carolinas Aviation Museum acquired its airframe as a donation from Chartis Insurance, the airplane's insurer. It was then transported to the museum with much fanfare in June 2011. Today, Flight 1549 sits in a hangar at the museum next to other historical aircraft. Charlotte, North Carolina was the original destination of the plane that day as it was gliding into the Hudson, and now it sits as a solid reminder that miracles can still happen even in the 21st century. Although the plane suffered a few dents, mostly due to recovery efforts, its fuselage is mostly intact. As of August 2011, the wings had not yet been reinstalled. They were reunited with the plane in September 2011. Many donors who contributed to the restoration of the aircraft had their logos painted on the plane's fuselage. Only the wings from the tail section have been restored as of August 2011. The rest is expected to be restored later on. Damage from when the plane hit the Hudson's waters can be seen on its underside. A model of the plane sits nearby the actual aircraft. The pilot's cabin, where Sully took control of the plane and guided it to safety, is still intact. However, it does have a few scrapes and dents. There are some surviving objects from the flight, which was mostly submerged underwater after the rescue. Unopened cans of soda survived the impact, as did bottles of wine. The beverage cart is still in good condition, with cans of beer that are practically unscathed. Life jackets and life rings from Flight 1549 are on display at the museum. Other safety equipment from the plane, such as an inflatable life vest and a fire extinguisher, are on exhibit, as are the plane's safety manuals. The Dramatic photos of the rescue tell the story of those harrowing moments after the crash. There are also several photos of the interior of the plane on display. This includes the cockpit, the first class section, and the rear galley. Flight 1549 has earned its place in history, as well as in the hearts of those who still believe in miracles.